What's up, Mobie fam? How's everyone doing? This is Brandon Burgason, founder and CEO of Mobie and Mobie Labs. Excited to be here on this wonderful Wednesday. I am currently in Fort Lauderdale, Florida with the Viewit team. I've been heads down with them and the tech team and their CTO, getting Mobie integrated in their system and gearing up for a lot of great things in the pipeline, guys. So excited to catch up with everyone here. Great to see you, Mobie Moonman. Mobie Sage is in the house. My brother, one of my favorite people, both these guys and everyone here, but these guys have been great supporters, even though we've been going through a lot of FUD, a lot of people making some assumptions, thinking they know what's actually going on. And I don't know if everyone realizes we are in a down market, but all is well. Used to these type of things, but I really appreciate everyone who is here, and excited to get caught up with everyone. Just get a little wait a little bit longer here to get more people online, and then I will go through and I'm actually going to invite some of the people up here to speak a little bit today. Mobie Moonman, Mobie Sage, if they want to, but I'm going to go through, kind of give some updates from our end. Kind of globally where we're at, and then kind of go through the questions that you guys have. So anything that you guys have that you haven't submitted already, please just put in the chat. I'll do my best to look at that. Still getting used to Twitter Spaces here, but excited to see see everyone here, and a lot of exciting stuff to share. Let's see here, who else we got over here? Brian, Matthew. What's going on? Rufix, what's going on, my friend? Joseph, appreciate you and your support in the community, my friend. Thank you very much for being there for us. All right, so I don't really have a format. I'm just going to kind of do ebb and flow here a little bit. So anyways, guys, thanks for everyone for joining. Again, I am here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Been here with the Viewit team for the last probably 30 days or so. Been heads down, putting our structure together, integrating the Mobie platform into what they built. I've been digging into their system. Their team is here, and we've been heads down in meetings for the last, I would say, 3 or 4 days, just really digging into getting Mobie integrated in the system. So we have a lot of great updates. Some of them I can't really share yet. But what I will say, first and foremost, thank you for all the supporters that have been there. Unfortunately, we've had to remove some people that were just toxic to our community. As you all know, I have a zero tolerance policy for people that make assumptions, make threats, or do anything else in between. We are a positive environment, and people can assume all they want and make those things all they want. They're entitled to their opinion, but their opinion is not going to spill over onto our community. We are doing everything that we can possibly do in this market, in this space. We're at a business. We're making a lot of big moves, but we have decided that we are not going to explain or tell and there's a lot of things that we cannot for compliance reasons, just to appease a few, to make you feel better about the situation where Mobie's at. Mobie is and always will be doing everything we said we're going to do. We're not, maybe certain things have not been done in the timely fashion like you see on our roadmap, and there's reasons for that. No one is disappearing. No one has gone away. The project never, ever will die. I will die before that happens. So I want to make sure that was very clear to everyone that is listening today. There are so many committed people here working. And, when we have people that are behind us and positive, we're going to be supporting those people. And everyone that's been with us and everyone that continues to believe in us will reap the rewards, because Mobie and the moves that we're making, no other payment on the platform. I don't care if there's another payment platform. I don't care if someone's quicker to market. I don't care if you think that they have a feature that's better than ours. What we have is relationships, and the nuances to those relationships are very important. Viewit being one of those very important relations. We are also working in the middle of acquisitions. One in particularly you guys are going to love. that I can't get into yet. We do plan on announcing a lot soon. We have a lot of things in the pipeline. Again, I'm not going to continue to talk about all the things we have and all the things that are coming, because there's some of you that think that it's all talk. We are just going to start acting, and when you guys see it, you guys will see it. And those that doubted us, well, that's on them. But we're still going to move forward regardless of what people think, regardless of what they assume. We are doing everything we can possibly do with the resources we have, and that's that. So let me give you guys a quick update on something that we've been working on for over a year. So I'm going to start with Wire. As you guys probably know, there was a press release of an acquisition for $1.5 billion with Wire between Bolt. As of a few weeks ago, that acquisition is no longer in place. So the downside to that acquisition is that Wire's resources went to a lot, talking with their team. We're very close with their team, compliance team, chief of compliance, everyone even the CEO I'm personally in touch with and friends with. They've taken a lot of the resources to try to develop that relationship, which halted a lot of the things that they were promised to us, which was KYB. In order for all these partnerships that Mobie has deals with, that I'm not going to get into all of them now, but there are a lot. In order for all these partnerships to happen, for us to really kind of quote unquote launch, everyone wants us to launch, but without KYB, the full breadth of our ecosystem was not able to do what it needed to do, even though we're approved to do in the EU, and I'll get into the international stuff in a second. But because we did not have the KYB and setting up business on our platform, which is a fundamental product, we did not launch. With the quote unquote publicly launch, or whatever everyone wants to call it. So in order for these relationships with Viewit, sorry about that. I'm going to just start back with the KYB. So as everyone probably has known, we've talked about a lot of things we've had in our roadmap. A lot of them we had every intention on doing. Unfortunately, there's unfortunate circumstances that we are not in control of all the time. And our priorities change based on opportunities, based on market, based on third parties. There's a lot of variables. But what people need to always understand is no matter what, we are going to do what's best for the company. We don't care about the price of the token. We don't care about all those things, because we care about making a product that's good. And inherently, everything else will be successful if that product's good. And the product will only be good if we have users and we have the right partners. So with Viewit, we have been able to force user adoption for our platform for both merchants and for users. Now, I'm not sure of how much has already been said or heard, but I'm going to just repeat a little bit. Over the past year, we have been told by Wire that KYB was coming down the pipeline because of the acquisition with Bolt. Their resources went to other places because that's what Bolt wanted. As of about 3 or 4 weeks ago, from what I understand, that deal is no longer in place, and that has now gone by the wayside. They're still partners, but now the resources have now returned back to what their original roadmap is. And as of last week or the week before, I can't remember officially, they have officially approved us as KYB. Now, there's 3 steps to this. Phase 1 of this was making sure that we get approved for KYB. Our platform is not fully functional. Our mobile app is great. All that's great. But it's limiting to what the breadth of what we're doing. And KYB needed to be in place so we can onboard businesses and merchants, what then will now allow our merchant business accounts to work, but also our payment gateway to work between consumers and merchants, which is a big part of our overall business model. KYB needed to be in place for us to onboard partners like Viewit, like this huge NFT project that we're going to be processing close to $25 million in processing for NFTs. This is needed for all the different partnerships that we need for Mobie in order to be successful and to create revenue. So as of that approval, we are now able to get businesses set up. We have the first couple that are already in process. We're going to start with 5 or 10. One of those including Viewit and some other partners I can't disclose yet. And those people are now going to be able to have business accounts. Now we're going to be able to set those up. We're going to be able to, now test through those. Now that's phase one. Phase two is that Wire needs to build their API stack to automate the onboarding flow of businesses. So they need to build out their infrastructure, which can take anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks. They're saying about 6. I do not, and I want to repeat, I do not have a clear date on when that is. But that is okay because now we can start to at least be functional, and we can start to create revenue, and we can finalize some of these partnerships that we had in place that we couldn't do until we were confirmed that we can set up businesses and verify businesses via KYB, which is know your business. So now that is all set up. And again, we are in process of getting those first few. Even some charities now we can onboard charities. Our giving protocol is now going to be able to be used. So there's a lot of things we've been waiting on. Unfortunately, we have been at the mercy of the market. We've been at the mercy of our third-party partners that we're relying on now in order to get KYB. So that's great. So phase one is now that we got approved from a compliance. Phase two is Wire completing their API stack so we can build them into our APIs, which we already have all of our public APIs mostly done. We have not published them yet, but we needed this to have the business side so we can complete our kind of launch tech stack to be able to launch the consumer app, the merchant app, and the payment gateway, which is the complete MobiePay ecosystem, which we were planning on since day one. So we are some time away from that happening. And then the stage 3 is then automating the know your business KYB process, because a business, there's a lot more involved in a business being approved than a person. A person can be approved in 30 seconds. So that's the next thing that we have, because there's a contract in place with Viewit for us to even a small percentage conversion of when they have a contract of 1.3 million businesses. That's, a small percentage could be 100,000 merchants that we're going to onboard by the end of next year. Viewit also has another agreement in place that we're looking to facilitate to onboard 5,000 to 10,000 merchants. Again, these are small, medium-sized businesses to car dealerships to everything else in between. The beautiful thing about our relationship with Viewit is that Mobie's system and paywall will be fully integrated in all the services that they have. So everyone will be forced adoption, from the creators to the businesses to all the users they interface with will have to use Mobie. This is a game changer, because if we have one, to cost a market to go spend to get people to onboard Mobie would be $5 to $10 million to onboard these if we were just going to market traditionally. But now they're forcing adoption through Mobie, which is why I've been here with them for the last 30 days, heads down 20 hours a day to get this relationship up and going, because they are the user adoption strategy for Mobie on top of MLMs and direct sales companies and others. Now that all can be start to generate business because we have our KYB. So that's huge, guys. It's going to take some steps to get it automated and to scale. But the biggest hurdle is off the table, which is getting it done. So first and foremost, that is the update on the KYB status. Secondary, we've been verbally approved with Stellar for another grant. This grant will help build out our non-custodial platform, so then businesses and users can utilize this relationship with Viewit and others in a non-custodial solution, which will allow us to plug into the MoneyGram platform with Stellar and SUSDC. So that's where we're at right now with that. So we've been conditionally approved. This grant will then help build the architecture that we need to build out this distribution model. This distribution will be utilized with Viewit as their payout source to people globally, which is huge. And so we don't know what that grant, the secondary grant, will be for, but this grant is to architect the entire non-custodial solution, so we don't have to be dependent on people like Wire moving forward. We can do it on the Stellar network on chain, so that's significant. So excited to share more about that. Stellar is very excited about our updates and the amount of opportunity that we have to bring merchants and users globally to their platform. And so that's a quick update on that. again, we're working hard to get all these things spun up. We have our merchant, our dev team on their app side is about ready to deploy soon. Our debit card integration feature, which is going to allow for debit card to be purchased crypto inside of the app, and then also on our payment gateway as well. So the payment gateway will be allowed to do, which we have, and we're finalizing a contract now to process the $25 million for an NFT drop. And then we have a bunch more of these in the pipeline that need to use our payment gateway for this, which will generate revenue. So I'll stop there for now. Let me just take a look at the some of the questions. So I did touch on the wire. Another question is when international is kind of put on the back burner a little bit because the other opportunities to generate revenue and to bring mass user adoption is our number one focus, because we have contracts and agreements in place to do this, and that is a guarantee. International, it's a great use case, but right now we're not. Our focus is on getting this integration done with Hewitt, getting KYB set up, getting debit card integration into our payment gateway, so we can start to generate revenue, which is imperative in this market. As investors have dried up, as you know, the market is dried up. We need to make sure that the business is making money, and this will do that. All right, and then so I just touched on the international. Let's see here. So Plaid, we're still working some of the bugs. Wire is now, I've already given you an update on Wire. Funding is still going. It's still sporadic. We do have a commitment from Hewitt. They're going to be funding Mobie. We also have another commitment for funding that needs to be done by the end of the year. They have a mandate, and I don't want to share any of those details yet. But that is someone that needs to deploy capital by the end of the year. And we're currently in due diligence with them, and we're getting to a term sheet hopefully here in the next couple of weeks. So that's great, and we have other partners that are very excited about investing as well. These contracts that we're getting with you and some of these contracts that we're having it makes it a lot more appetizing for investors because they can see what type of revenue that will bring, which is very important for someone at our stage. Let's see here. What else do we have? Sorry, guys. I'm just looking at my notes here. I'm on my mobile phone here. Okay. Oh, yeah. We had a question here. How are the partnerships progressing? They're progressing very well. We've had to sideline a lot of the conversations so KYB is set up. But now it's just, we have a process in place. We're manually approving them. And that's been great. So we're still working on that. The team is still continuing working on the UI UX. We had a little bit of a slowdown there, just in some of the operational stuff, but the team is online and working through it. We've been a little short staffed on our support. We've had some things that we've had to fix in our code, which we did. So a lot of the pending transactions and stuck transactions should be fixed moving forward. So that's great. We're still working on, as I said, the public launch really is on the back burner until we can get every product that we want to launch with up and running. So we're full facing. We are working on some press releases. We have about 4 or 5 in the pipeline right now, and we are going to be very strategic around this. We're paying close attention to the market. We have we're getting closer to Hewitt's launch date. And getting closer to the integration. I'm, again, with their CTO, especially over the last couple of days and the rest of this week, going through the integration and mapping out all of our APIs so they can facilitate what they need. We also working with some other projects to facilitate payments on their Hewitt networks. So that's all going great. The bridge is working fine. I know there's been some questions about the bridge. I tested it a couple of days ago. It works great. We are holding off on all the marketing until we have KYB fully up and functional, and we have some of these partnerships. Again, we're solidifying a lot of the agreements. Our legal team is very backed up right now with agreements with partners. and we will be strategically releasing these details to the public, and we will doing that in the short term. I can't tell you exactly when, but it will be strategic and it will be at the right time and not before that. So we're not going to rush things just so people want to see action in the market. That's not what our intent is. Where our intent is to build product and making sure that we can make a statement and make it fast and at the right time in the right market conditions. So right now our heads are down building. As I mentioned before, no one's leaving. This is not a filling project. No one did a rug pull. I mean, there's none of that nonsense is going on here. If you think that, please move on to another project. We don't need that negativity here. We have the team that are constantly going and working. I'm personally working 20-hour days right now with people that are helping us get to where we need to go and providing a lot of value. So that's super important for us moving forward, is to making sure that we have the right culture and the right team in place. What other debit card release? As far as the debit card issuance, we don't have an update on the debit card issuance. That is, again, a great value add feature, but not part of our core product release, which is the consumer app, the merchant app, and the payment gateway, which now are, and part of that is the charitable giving side, which now works with the KYB. So we're onboarding our first charity as we speak. The API for CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko is on the back burner. We are working on it, but the team has much bigger priorities to get to revenue. Unfortunately, the business, we have to make those decisions, and those decisions have to be revenue focused, because with revenue we can sustain, and we don't have to be dependent on investor money, which is always the number one business rule 101, is to create revenue. The good news is we have our next tranche of retailers that should be approved anytime. And these are some very big names, guys. I'm not going to disclose who they are, but I would say I think we have 20 in approval right now, and I would say they're probably the top 20 of the biggest. Some of them are top 20 of the biggest retailers that are out there that everyone's been asking for. And now we have a system in place to get those approvals done a lot quicker. Those are internal systems that we've been working on for the last couple of months. So that is kind of the update there. I don't know. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to just post in the Telegram community, and I'll be happy to answer those. And then we can, and if there's anything else we can talk about. The website update, guys, I have a couple last finishing touches to the website. I haven't deployed it yet. The updated roadmap is done. Everything is built. There's a couple tweaks. It's not perfect yet, so I haven't deployed it because I've been focused on getting this deal done with Viewit and getting our KYB up and running and doing what I'm doing here and raising money. So it's not a huge priority, but it's almost done. I just need to spend time finalizing with our dev team. But I've shared it with some close people in the group so far, and they love the new look and feel. So that's for the Mobie Network website. Any other questions? Yes, the Mobie Moonman is the deposit cash. It is a wire situation. We are working diligently with them to fix this. It's been a little bit of a problem, so we are working on it. I know there's a lot of there's some support tickets. We got a lot of them handled, but it's something that we're working on, and we're working with their leadership team to get better support regarding this kind of stuff. One of the reasons we want to move to a non-custodial solution and be more on-chain to help limit these kind of issues, but it is what it is, so we're doing our best. So thanks, guys. We are working. We have a deal in place. We're talking to Solana and AVAX to integrate their tokens. There's a deal on the table through one of our partners with Solana Pay and some of our technology. So we'll be announcing those soon. But those will just be strategic based on what our needs are. We can have them deployed right away in the app, but we want to leverage it to utilize some of their network and some possible grants in the future. So we're holding off on that. Our marketing strategy is very simple. It's a B2B2C, which means we're going to be partnering with partnerships like Viewit, or partnerships like this NFT drop, or partnerships in these other communities, where they'll be pushing downloads for us and their customers for our platform, and that way we don't have to pay $26 cost per acquisition. So if we were paying, let's just say $20 cost per acquisition on 3 million users, that would cost us $6 million. So we have ways to do that for no cost whatsoever. We will. I'll be talking more about that. But to go and start to market and doing mainstream, paid media marketing right now in this market is not the way to go. No, we are not able to lift any KYC requirements because we are a regulated entity. And then Torture said, when will the API tokens be ready? We are still working on our main concern is getting our KYB and getting integrated with these partners to generate revenue. And as soon as we have that all tested and we're all ready through some of the partners that already have our APIs, we'll be releasing those publicly. So probably not to be honest with you, probably not till the end of the year at this moment. So anyways, guys, I think that's it for today. Doing I think I said, we're doing our best that we can do in a down market. We're not going anywhere. We will not there's zero tolerance for naysayers, for people who are threatening, that people that are bringing bad, just negativity to our community. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate everyone and have a great day. Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you for watching to the very end. Please subscribe to MobieSage TV, punch that like button, drop a comment, and share the video. Also, follow me on Twitter at MobieSage. Join me in the MobieSage Lounge in Telegram. Click on the playlist above, catch the next episode, or enjoy this MobieSage classic.